You know our first guest tonight from films like 300 and Olympus Has Fallen. He stars in Hunter Killer, which is in theaters Friday. Let's take a look.
75, 50 feet, 40 feet, Captain, 30 feet, 25. Terminal Holman, Captain. Right full rudder. Right full rudder, right, Captain.
Please welcome back to the show our friend Gerard Butler, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here. I think you're living the dream. I feel like if you're an actor who at some point in your career gets to scream right full rudder, that's the dream.
I actually had I was in a Bond movie right at the beginning of my career, and I got to say things like, I was in a sailor on a ship saying, torpedoes bearing range 6,000, and while I'm filming, the quartermaster says he wouldn't say that. So it all got taken away from me.
Oh, he took away your lines.
He took away my lines, and I was left with, "We're down by the stern, sir." So from that day, I said, I am making a submarine movie. I'm going to produce it, and nobody is going to take my lines away.
There you go. You play a captain in this movie, and there's a coup in Russia, and you're sort of preventing a world war. Just normal stuff for Gerard Butler, just a regular day at the office. But this is interesting. The Pentagon, the Navy asked you to actually give a press conference to talk about the film. And this is a real thing. You went and gave a press conference at the Pentagon, and I should point out, so this I want to make sure everybody knows, you're an actor talking about a movie, but these are real reporters, right?
Yes.
How was it?
Unfortunately, they put in the real reporters, not fake ones. So, so the Navy were incredible in supporting us with this movie, and then I was invited to the Pentagon. I thought, great, I'm going to go along, I'm going to get a trip around the Pentagon, and they're going to show me around, and they said, and if you can just do a press conference at the end, and they gave me information about the Navy, so I'm thinking, I'm more defending them, saying, don't worry, you didn't spend any money necessarily, deviate from their missions, and as we get there, I look out, and I go, I recognize this room, though. I mean, and then I walk out, and I look behind me, and that's the Pentagon sign. I'm actually doing and I see Barbara Starr at CNN, and the first question is Saudi Arabia. And the second question is, how do you solve Saudi Arabia? And I'm like, okay, I don't know. Did we get the same memo? Because I didn't. And it was 32 minutes.
Wow!
32 minutes at the Pentagon. And I still didn't quite appreciate it until afterwards when I saw photos, and it is me standing in front of the Pentagon.
Yeah.
No, I know that sounds stupid, but I really didn't really appreciate it until I see those photos and go, no, I was actually doing a press conference.
I just like to think of an editor saying, who gave these quotes? And they were like, it was Gerard Butler today. Like,
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. There was
makes
even
more
a headline saying, I saw it after, but it said, Gerard Butler speaks live from the Pentagon in a few minutes. And you go, I see that with Trump, I see that with, but Gerard Butler speaks live.
Yeah. I will say, what's he got to 5
say?
years ago, that crawl on CNN, I would think is weird. Now, anything, I'm like, whatever.
True. That's true.
That's not crazier than anything else. Did you actually go, you went out on a submarine just to do a little research?
Yeah, I went out with the director, Donovan Marsh, went out on this. It was one of the most, maybe the most incredible experience I ever had, going out for 3 days underway from Pearl Harbor. And we did all the maneuvers that we do in the movie, so battle stations and deep dives and fire drills, etc. But when we first went out, one of the drills they do is man overboard. But they do man overboard. They're not going to throw a man overboard every time. So they throw a bag of popcorn.
Yeah, right.
Into the ocean, right?
That's far more disposable,
yeah. And then they spend the next 4 minutes trying to rescue this popcorn from the ocean. And this 8,000-ton sub that stops, maneuvers back, forward, and then somebody climbs out of the hatch and dives into the water and grabs the popcorn before, hopefully, it bursts.
I feel like if a boat was going by and saw that, they would just think, I can't believe that's the only popcorn they have on that, on that submarine.
Yeah. Yeah, we did eat that popcorn. Yeah, we dried it out in the microwave, and then we had it. And then the captain also lit up a cigar before we went out. He's like, okay, we're going to go, this is what we're going to do. So we lit up a cigar. I'm thinking, this is insane. I'm on top of a hunter-killer submarine. And then feeling a bit queasy though, and all I hear is, and I turn around and I'm looking at the captain like, is that Donovan? And Donovan is over the back throwing up.
That's your
basically
director?
our director Donovan is throwing up at the edge of the conning tower. You know, so gone was that hope that we could pretend to be badass movie people.
Yeah.
You know, it was like okay.
I would say you
There's that,
played
yeah.
right into the stereotype that the Navy had of you. Yeah.
Yeah.